So I'm going to do the fall tag video for you guys. So I'll just jump right in. And the first one is, what is your favorite fall scent? And I kind of guess it would have to be anything that smells like apples, the woods, any sort of like apple pie, anything cinnamony. But from Bath & Body Works, the Twilight Woods scent is probably my favorite. I have like 4 bags up of these. This is my last one of this. So I'll have to go and get another one in a little bit. But I have like a whole bunch of shower gels, and I tend to use them year round just because I love that musky sort of scent. But definitely one of my favorite things about fall is that scent, like that leaves falling sort of thing. And the next one is what you would do on a rainy day. Probably split up from like 2 things. Either watching like a movie. This is just a random movie. This is Harry Potter. Watching a movie and just lying down in bed and doing nothing, to either reading on my Kindle or actually reading like a book. Just because you can't really go outside on a rainy day. But given we don't have very many rainy days in Texas, so there's not really that many days that you can just say, hey, it's a rainy day, let's just stay inside and do nothing. Favorite fall drink would definitely have to be some sort of apple cider. I have some right now in my little Colorado cup. I actually like my apple cider hot. I don't know, well, I know why I like it hot. I used to work at a farm stand back in Connecticut, and during the fall time, we used to have like the big, like the thermal coffee mugs things that you could push and the coffee would come out. And we would have one for coffee and one for hot water in case you wanted tea. And then we had one for a hot apple cider, but we only had it during the fall. But we didn't have it during the spring or the winter. So every morning I would go to work and I'd fill up my mug of hot apple cider. And I don't mind pumpkin spice stuff, but I feel like definitely more fallish is apples, because I am from where you go apple picking and stuff like that. So a lot of apples, especially during the fall. And even on the back of this one, I think I got this at Walmart. But they're just little packets, and you just put them in hot water or cold water, it doesn't matter. But it has apparently it's sugar free. Don't care. But it has like recipes on the back for like molded spice cider, warm caramel apple drink, and then an apple berry smoothie, which I didn't know it had stuff on the back. I usually, when it gets cooler, I'll go through like boxes of these really quick. Football is the next question. Yay or nay? Where I went to high school, we had like a co-op team for football, so we had a few schools that made up a team for football. But the football stadium wasn't at my school, so you had to like drive to the next town to go watch them play or like practice or whatever. But now I'm living down south, and I do go to the football games in my local town. That's just because my cousin is in the band, and that's where they play. They're a marching band, so yeah, I like it. I don't really understand it. I don't watch it on Sundays. It is on in the house though if I go to my aunt's house or my grandma's house, because they watch it. But Patrick and I really just doesn't really matter to me. A favorite article of clothing would probably have to be my boots. I'll take one off because I have them on right now. Would be boots. I have to re-leather these. But boots, any sort of legging, because in Texas you really can't wear like leggings. besides like fall or spring. In the winter, it just, depending on when it is, it's just too cold. And scarves. These are a lot of my scarves. It's not cold enough yet. Like, it's what, about 12:30, and it's about 90 degrees out right now, so I wouldn't be walking out in what I'm wearing right now, just because it's kind of too hot. But it's supposed to be dropping in a little bit. Haunted house, haunted hayride, or haunted corn maze is the next one. I've been to all. I love to be scared, which is kind of weird because I'm also a person that like hates scary movies because I get like so scared like at night. Afterwards, so I don't know, I've been to a place with some of my friends back home. It must have been like our senior year or something, and we went like 3 or 4 times. It was called like the Headless Horseman, and you would like get on a hayride, and they have like a tractor pulling like a flatbed, and they would have like you go down like this path and whatever, and like a headless horseman would like come riding up to the side of the hayride, and you would have to have your legs like hanging over. You couldn't like sit in the middle. But then you had to go through like a corn maze, and then they had all these houses set up. So I've been through all of them. I'd have to say a haunted house would definitely be the most scariest to me, because a hayride you can kind of see what's coming and you can hear it. Same with a corn maze. As for a haunted house, you know, somebody could be like hiding underneath something or like around a corner, and that scares me a whole bunch more. And the scariest movie I've ever seen would probably, it's not the scariest movie I've ever seen, but it has scared me from like childhood, would probably be Jeepers Creepers. But it was just because at that time, my oldest brother was living with us, and it was like his duty, you know, to scare his little sisters. And we were watching that movie, and then like later that night, he like brought us outside and had a whole bunch of his friends kind of like reenact the whole thing. And I was scared. Like, I went screaming, running to the house. Like, I cried for like 3 days. I wouldn't go outside. The house had to be lit up for me to go anywhere. I was terrified. I didn't ride the bus because like we had watched like a few of them. I think there's only 2 or 3. But I wouldn't get on the bus. I wouldn't get in any old car. I almost like wouldn't even go around my sister because we look exactly alike, so we could have been twins. And people accuse us of being twins a lot, so I wouldn't go around her. So I was really scared. But probably as an adult, the one that has kind of like really creeped me out would be Annabelle. And that's just for the CGI effects of them portraying the devil. Yeah, we went and saw that in movie theaters, and I screamed like the whole time. But especially when, like, just the scenes of her seeing the devil, especially when his spirit is out of the doll, and he's like levitating the doll, and then he slowly puts his head to the side. That just creeps me out because that sticks in my head. And I mean, who else wasn't scared of that part? I mean, if you weren't, then I wish I was you. Because I think I was living back in my grandma's, and I think I had Patrick come in and like check the room and stay on the phone with me all night long because I was so scared. Favorite candy to eat on Halloween would probably be popcorn balls. I think I still have one left. But candy wise, there's nothing that like I couldn't live without, but especially around fall time, popcorn balls come out, and that's kind of one of my favorite things about fall. Because I don't really like candy corn very much. I don't know why. This is really weird. And I like chocolate, but not like chocolate and pretzels, because I break out. I don't know. What will you be going for Halloween this year? That is a secret, and hopefully this weekend, Patrick and I will get everything we need, and then I can do a video on that. Favorite fall recipe would probably be apple crisp. My grandma especially makes that. I have tried other people's apple crisps. I have tried to make apple crisp from the same recipe that my grandma makes, and I don't know what she does. I've seen her make it, I've helped her make it, and hers is just always 10 times better. As you can see, like, the theme of apples is just like, yes, to me. Any other fall recipe? I'm not a big pie person. I would just have to say apple crisp, because when we lived back home, it would be like made like the day after we went apple picking. And like my grandma has like an old style apple peeler. So you would like say this was like the like your counter. It would like stick to the counter. And then you'd put the apple core, like you would stick it on it and you would roll it and it would go through like this little circle and it would peel off all the apple peels, and then we used to feed them to the horses. I used to eat them while we were peeling them. And she still has it to this day, so I'm going to try to talk her into making some apple crisp here soon. Given, like, in Texas, there's no apple orchards to go apple picking, so that's one thing that I really miss about living back home. What's my favorite thing about fall? I guess in Texas, it's that it's starting to get cooler in the mornings and at night. So we had a little bonfire a few nights ago, which was nice to actually like go sit around a fire and not get one, eaten by mosquitoes, and two, die of like a heat stroke. And even during the day, it's cool in the wind. Like there's like a breeze now. Because usually during the summer there is like no breeze and it's just hot. But back home would probably be the trees. That's one thing. That's another thing that I also miss is the trees. I mean, we do have some trees that do change color down here, but it's just like not enough like there is back home to actually like look pretty. Like it's just like a random tree that's like red. So, or orange or whatever. And what is my favorite candle? This would probably go along with the scents, but I have a few things here that are constantly kind of burning in my house. I did have a huge candle of this, but I've already burned through it. It was like one of those big like 7-day burning candles. Yeah, I already went through it. But these are just little tea lights. I usually put these out on our table. I have little like tea light thingies. Or just randomly through the house, or even you can put them in the bathtub when you take a bathtub, because they do float. But these are malted cider. So they just smell like apple cider. And I think did I get these from Walmart or the dollar store? I can't remember. And I also have incense, just because it is a nice alternative to candles, because then I don't really have to like think about or worry about it as much, because you light a stick and when it gets down to the bottom it goes out, so that's always nice. And this is the warm spice. You can get these at Walmart. It doesn't like explain the smell, but these are like $3-4 at Walmart. This is a new pack of them. I went through my last pack pretty quick. And it just smells like woods, like a spicy woods. Yeah. It's basically it. And then another thing that I do have in our house, I do have Scentsies, but I have Scentsies that have the liquid in it. I've burned it so much that there is no fragrance left to it. So now, instead, I just add liquid smell to it. And this is apple cinnamon. I'll even pour this just in like a plate and leave it out I think they even have like little warmer trays for these. But I have a whole bunch from when I was trying to make candles and stuff like that. Um, but this one definitely I've been putting in like the bathtub when I take a bath, just because it's just an essential oil, so it's not going to do anything to my skin or break me out or anything. So, but these are warming oils. I know some people will take like the eucalyptus one. There was a girl that was talking about it in my class a few days ago. And when she has like writer's block or whatever, she'll rub it on her forehead, and I guess it helps her. But this is the apple cinnamon one, and it smells so good. So yes, I love apples. If you liked my apple obsessing video, go ahead and subscribe. I will leave it for the end slate, and you can just click on where it says subscribe. Go ahead and like this video if you liked it, and if you have any other requests or want me to do anything video wise, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And if you have anybody else that has done this tag that you want me to go watch their video, or you thought their video was really cool, go ahead and leave that down too. And I hope you all have a wonderful fall, and enjoy the apples if you live where you can go apple picking. Think of me when you go, because I would love to go. We can go peach picking in the summer. That's about it. We didn't even go this summer. Me. Alright guys, see you in my next video.